Hi friends, welcome to the series of organic chemistry lectures. Dear friends, today we are going to learn about chemical properties of alkenes. Chemical properties. So alkenes are the compounds. Alkenes are CC double bond containing compounds. These are highly reactive. Then alkenes. Alkenes are CC single bond containing compound. It is sigma bond. When it comes to C double bond C, it will have a pi bond and a sigma bond. So this pi bond is highly reactive. So it undergoes addition reaction with electrophilic substances. Friends, alkenes main reactions are addition reactions. Under addition reactions, most of the reactions are electrophilic addition reactions, right? So under addition reactions, we learn about free radical addition reaction using platinum, palladium, nickel, for example, hydrogenation, right? So electrophilic addition reactions are very common with respect to alkenes. Under electrophilic addition reactions, we learn in detail about addition of halogen, yes, chlorine, bromine, and addition of hydrogen halide, HI, HBr and HCl. We learn about HBr in presence of peroxide. It is very peculiar reaction condition. We learn in detail. Addition of water, addition of hypohalous acid, that is HOCl and HOBr. Then alkylation of alkene and addition of diborane. These are all electrophilic addition reactions. Then there is an example of allylic halogenation, which is nothing but substitution reaction. Under this, we learn about allylic halogenation using NBS or NCS, N-chlorosuccinamide, or chlorine in heating reaction conditions. It undergoes allylic halogenation. When it comes to oxidation reactions, yes, KMnO4 cold, yes, base reagent, and we learn about hot conditions also. We learn in two variations KMnO4, then osmium tetroxide oxidation, and using peracid oxidation of alkenes we learn in detail. Then ozonolysis, yes, this is very important reaction of alkenes. And under alkenes chemical properties, we will learn about polymerization, addition polymerization, free radical cationic, anionic and coordination polymerization is known. And there is another polymerization, condensation polymerization. Dear friends, all these reactions are very important with respect to all competitive exams. So we will learn every reaction with a detailed explanation along with mechanism. Yes, let us learn about free radical addition reaction, that is hydrogen in presence of catalyst, that is platinum, palladium and nickel, and this reaction is known as Sanders-Sabatier hydrogenation reaction, right? Let us see. Alkenes chemical properties. Under addition reactions, we are going to learn about free radical addition reaction. Example is hydrogenation reaction. Hydrogenation of alkenes is nothing but free radical addition reaction. Alkenes undergo hydrogenation in presence of catalysts, metal catalysts like platinum or palladium or nickel. Dear friends, alkenes undergo hydrogenation in presence of metal catalysts like platinum, palladium and nickel. So what is the reaction? For example, if I take CH2, this is ethylene plus hydrogen in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel. Dear friends, so usually platinum, if I take platinum or palladium, this reaction requires room temperature is enough. If I take nickel, it requires high temperature and pressure. So these are the conditions of this hydrogenation of alkenes. So this is known as hydrogenation reaction or reduction reaction of alkenes. Reduction of alkenes. Yes, in presence of platinum, palladium and nickel. If I take ethylene, yes, gives CH2, and this newly added hydrogen will be added from same side. This same side addition is known as syn addition. Catalytic hydrogenation of alkenes is syn addition. This is syn addition. So how syn addition? Same side addition. Dear friends, platinum, palladium and nickel are like this metal. Metal is like a sheet or finely divided powder, this metal powder is taken, so it will attaches to hydrogen like this, right? Or it is attached, hydrogen will be like attached to this metal powder of platinum or palladium or nickel. So hydrogen is will be, so this is hydrogen, we know hydrogen, and it is bound to this or absorbed on metal surfaces. When alkene comes to it, yes, so to it easily adds to this hydrogen from the same side. We know what is the planarity of alkene? Yes, trigonal planar. This is planar compound, this is planar, so it is same plane like structure. So two hydrogens will be added from the same side. This same side addition is known as syn addition, right? It is very important, friends. So catalytic hydrogenation is a syn addition. Why syn addition? So this incoming hydrogens will come from the same side, so this hydrogen is a syn addition. So what happens? Syn addition means what happens? For example, if I take cyclohexene, dimethyl cyclohexane, 1,2-cis cyclohexene, 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexene, and when I do hydrogenation or when I do this reaction in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel, it is going to give syn addition compound. Syn addition. What is syn addition compound? Yes. So this methyl will be like this. This methyl will be like this, and hydrogens are added from the same side. Right, friends? So this is syn addition compound. And these two are diastereomeric center. These two are stereo centers, right? But this is stereo centers, because of presence of plane of symmetry, this compound is a meso compound. So this concept is very important. So cis compound, cis addition reaction, cis is nothing but syn addition type. So cis addition gives meso compound. Cis addition gives meso compound. So please write down this, please note down this. If I take trans compound and if I do trans addition, for example, we will learn bromination, it also will give meso compound. Meso compounds are optically inactive because of presence of plane of symmetry, right? So trans compound, trans alkene, trans addition gives meso compound, whereas cis compound, when it undergoes trans addition, gives a racemic compound. So this concept is very important, please note down. So trans compound, cis addition gives racemic compound. So when I explain bromination, I will take all the examples and I will give in detail. So cis compound, cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexene, when it undergoes cis addition like hydrogen, it is going to give meso compound. This is optically inactive compound. And even if I take mirror compound of this, yes, it is also going to have meso structure. So mirror compound of this, it is nothing but methyl, so hydrogen. This is also meso compound. These two compounds are meso compound. So cis compound, cis addition or syn addition gives meso compound. So this catalytic addition gives syn addition compound, and this syn addition, if I take cis compound, it is going to give meso compound. This is how alkenes undergoes addition reactions. Let us see another examples. So what is this? Ethylene. I have taken some more examples. I have taken ethylene. If I take propene, yes, propene, CH double bond, CH2 plus hydrogen, and platinum or palladium or nickel, it is going to give CH3, CH, CH2, right? So this is how hydrogens are added, syn addition. Yes friends, so if I take ethylene, it is going to give ethane. This is ethylene. I am going to get ethane, it is an alkane. If I take propene, I am going to get propane. So when I take ethylene, it is going to give ethane. When I take propene, it is going to give propane. For example, if I take tetramethyl ethylene, what happens? So this is tetramethyl ethylene, right? So this reaction, hydrogenation in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel, it is not going to take place. Why? It is not going to give this compound. It is not going to give this compound. Why? Any idea? So this hydrogenation, tetramethyl ethylene is not going to give this compound because this approach of hydrogen is very difficult because of this steric hindrance. Because of this steric hindrance, tetramethyl ethylene very tough to undergo hydrogenation, very tough to undergo this addition reaction. So reactivity, hydrogenation in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel. So what is the reactivity order? This is ethylene. This is tetramethyl ethylene. So what is the reactivity order? Reactivity order is, which is more reactive? Ethylene is more reactive than tetramethyl ethylene. Reactivity is, ethylene is more reactive than tetramethyl ethylene. Stability, which is more stable? Tetramethyl ethylene, TME, is more stable than ethylene. Right? Heat of hydrogenation. So what is the formula? Heat of hydrogenation? Yes. Heat of hydrogenation is inversely proportional to stability. So ethylene, for ethylene heat of hydrogenation will be more when compared to TME. Right friends? So if you take ethylene and tetramethyl ethylene, the reactivity order will be more to ethylene when compared to tetramethyl ethylene. Right? Stability, tetramethyl ethylene is more stable with respect to this hydrogenation reaction and compared to ethylene. Heat of hydrogenation, ethylene will give more heat of hydrogenation when compared to tetramethyl ethylene, because heat of hydrogenation is inversely proportional to stability. This is how hydrogenation reaction takes place. So if I take one example, it is a question. Let us see. So just now we have learned that hydrogenation is a syn addition. For example, if I take cis-2-butene, this is cis-2-butene, this is trans-2-butene. If I take cis and trans-2-butene, so these are the two compounds, and if I do hydrogenation in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel, any one metal is enough friends. And same reaction conditions, hydrogenation in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel. So this is trans and this is cis-2-butene. This is trans-2-butene. So which is easily undergoes hydrogenation? Just guess which is more reactive to hydrogenation. Any idea? Yes. Cis-2-butene easily undergoes more reactive. Why? So this is trigonal planar, it is a plane structure. So the approaching metal hydrogens will approach from the same side very easily and they will give this compound is butane very easily, syn addition compound, right friends? So cis compound will give very easily. Cis-2-butene very easily undergoes hydrogenation reaction. When it comes to trans, yes, it is planar molecule. So when one hydrogen approaches from this side, so this side it is not free, right? So this side it is methyl is there, so another hydrogen has to come from this. So during the reaction it takes little time to rotate like this. So rotation through double bond, it is very tough. So it takes long time, or it requires some heat energy or pressure to undergo this reaction. So yes, we will get same CH3, same compound. There is no question of cis trans isomerism, right? So alkene, right? So this syn addition, since hydrogenation is syn addition reaction, to take place this syn addition reaction with respect to trans 2 butene is takes long time, slow. This is slow reaction, or slow, or fast. This is fast. So at the same time we know that this is more stable, trans alkene is more stable when compared to cis alkene. Dear friends, till now we have learnt about addition reactions of alkene. The first examples of addition reactions of alkenes is hydrogenation or addition of dihydrogen reaction. This is addition of dihydrogen. It follows free radical mechanism, and it is a syn addition, right? So this is how syn addition of hydrogenation. This reaction is also known as hydrogenation, and it is commonly known as reduction reaction because we are reducing this alkene to alkane, right? So it is a reduction reaction, hydrogenation reaction, or it is also known as Sanders-Sabatier reaction. So this is how this reaction is very important with respect to alkenes, right friends? So next we will learn about addition reactions. Under addition reactions, electrophilic addition reactions. Electrophilic addition reactions are very important reactions under alkenes. Let us see what is electrophilic addition reaction. Let us take one example. Ethylene, when reacted with a reagent of ENU, it is electrophile and nucleophile, right? So electrophile is a positively charged electrophile and nucleophile is a negatively charged reagent, right friends? So this will add like this. So next we will get an intermediate of CH2 and electrophile is added and it is going to get positive charge, right friends? So in reaction we will have nucleophile, this will be added and we are going to get CH2, nucleophile, CH2 and electrophile. Dear friends, this is how an electrophilic addition reaction takes place. That is, electrophile is added first to alkene, then nucleophile will be added, right friends? So this is an electrophilic addition reaction where electrophile will be added first to this alkene. So here we are going to learn in detail about taking all these electrophiles. These are the electrophiles and nucleophiles. So these are the reagents, electrophilic addition reactions taking halogenation, HX, halogen acid and HBr in presence of peroxide, addition of water, addition of diborane and addition of hypohalous acid. So this hypohalous acid and diborane, these two reagents are very important. I am going to explain in detail, right? So this is how this reaction works, electrophilic addition reaction. Let us take this bromination. Dear friends, under electrophilic addition reactions of alkene, now we are going to learn about addition of halogens. Under this we are going to learn about chlorination and bromination, right? So this chlorine and bromine is going to be added similar to this common reaction where electrophile adds first followed by nucleophile to give trans addition product. Let us see. If I take ethylene, this is CH2 plus bromine I am going to take. You can take chlorine also. Bromine I am going to take in presence of CCl4 carbon tetrachloride. This is solvent friends, don't confuse. You will get carbon tetrachloride on arrow. This is going to be act as a solvent. Ethylene undergoes addition reaction of bromine in presence of CCl4 as a solvent. It is going to give CH2 electrophile added first, then nucleophile, that is bromine. Here both electrophile and nucleophile are going to be bromine here. Next, if I take CH3, CH double bond CH2, this is propene, bromination in CCl4. Yes, what is going to happen? CH3, CH, CH2, so bromine and bromine. Dear friends, here one more point I would like to inform you that this reaction is done in CCl4. So the reddish brown color of bromine in CCl4. Bromine comes in a solution of CCl4. Bromine in CCl4, reddish brown color will be decolorized by alkenes. This is a distinguishing test for alkenes. Very, very important. Bromine in CCl4, it is going to be decolorized by alkenes. Why? It is going to add this bromine, where this bromine is going to be disappeared from solution of CCl4. So CCl4 is a colorless solution. Bromine is going to be added to this alkene. It is going to be colorless solution. Dear friends, this bromination gives trans addition product. This is trans to each other. Dear friends, trans addition, or I can say anti-addition, syn addition and anti-addition. Yesterday we have learnt about hydrogenation, addition of hydrogen, dihydrogen to alkene is a syn addition. Addition of halogen is a trans addition or anti-addition. Let us see the mechanism. Dear friends, mechanism. So similar to this common reaction, all these reactions are going to follow the similar mechanism where, so this alkene, in presence of alkene, bromine undergoes heterolytic fission. Let us say this will have partial positive charge, partial negative charge. Either of these two I can take. This is negative and this is positive. For understanding sake, I have taken left hand side is an electrophile, right hand side as a nucleophile. What happens? The first step is it is going to be added this alkene. Alkenes always undergoes mostly addition reaction, right? So the first step, what is going to happen? CH3, CH, CH2, and this is the bromine where electrophilic bromine is added, and this carbon is going to have positive charge. Since bromine will have lone pair of electrons, it will be this positive charge or this carbocation will be satisfied by bromine to form cyclic halonium ion. This is very, very important concept. CH3, CH, CH2, bromine, and this is going to form this halonium ions, cyclic halonium ion intermediate. So since it is going to have cyclic intermediate, so next what is the step? Yes, so in solution it is electrophile of bromine is added already. So what is left over in solution? Bromine minus is left over. This nucleophilic bromine will add from opposite direction. Right friends, this bromine is going to be added opposite direction. It is not going to be added from this same side where bromine is here. Already bromine is present. So this will not allow this bromine because it is blocked or hindered. This carbon is hindered by this bromine. It is a very bulky, big group. Bromine is a bulky group. So the nucleophilic bromine is going to be attacked from opposite direction of already added bromine. That is why it is going to give trans. So the first added electrophilic bromine, if it is added from downside, so nucleophilic bromine is going to be added from top side. This is how bromination is a trans addition reaction. Trans addition reaction. This reaction is a trans addition reaction or anti-addition reaction. Right friends? So this is very, very important concept. Next, if I take cyclopentene and do bromination, bromine CCl4, right, it is going to give bromine and bromine. This is trans to each other, right? So another example, if I take 1,2-dimethyl cis cyclohexene, bromination, bromine in CCl4, what I am going to get? Let us see, right? Bromine trans addition. Here I will have methyl, here I will have methyl. This is very, very important concept friends. So this is a racemic mixture, racemic mixture, right? Cis alkene plus the reagent, if it is trans addition, what is the product? Racemic mixture. For example, if I take methyl here, so for your understanding purpose I am taking like this, trans alkene. This is trans alkene 1,2-dimethyl trans alkene. This is trans dimethyl cyclohexene, right? So bromine in CCl4. What is going to happen? Trans alkene plus trans addition. What is our product? Yes, it is a meso compound. How? Yes, let us see. Bromine. So it is already this side, it comes out to be bromine, and this is CH3. So this side, when it comes this side, it is going to be down. So it is a meso compound. Because presence of plane of symmetry, it is going to be a meso compound. So this is very important concept. Cis alkenes in presence of trans addition reagents like bromine in CCl4 gives racemic mixture, right? Racemic mixture. This is diastereomeric center. This is also diastereomeric center. For example, if I take here methyl, yes, I can add methyl here, right? So this is a racemic mixture. Trans alkene trans addition gives meso compound. For example, if I take CH2 double bond CH2 plus bromine and bromine in presence of sodium chloride, it is going to give a mixture of CH2 bromine plus CH2 chlorine CH2 bromine. This mixture is going to be formed in presence of sodium chloride. If I add sodium chloride into the reaction mixture, it is going to give this mixture. Chlorocompound also will be obtained. Dear friends, similar to bromination, chlorination also follows the similar mechanism, right friends? CH2 plus chlorine, it is going to be added in presence of CCl4. Let us take cis carbon tetrachloride. It is going to give CH2Cl. Here it is not going to form halogen ion intermediate where there is a mixture of cis trans addition, right? That is why I have wrote both chlorines downside. It is going to form any of this. It will be a mixture of this side. Anywhere it can attack, right? So this is how it is going to form a dichlorocompound. Dear friends, electrophilic addition reactions of alkenes are very important. Under this electrophilic addition reactions, we have completed addition of halogens. We have completed in detail with mechanism addition of bromine to alkenes, where this is a trans addition. If we take cis alkene, it is going to give a racemic mixture. If we take trans alkene, it is going to give a meso compound. This is how addition of halogens takes place. Addition of hydrogen halide, that is HX, it is HCl, HBr and HI. What is the reactivity order of these hydrogen halides? Hydrogen iodide is more reactive than hydrogen bromide, then hydrogen chloride. This is the reactivity order. So let us discuss in detail with mechanism by taking HBr. Addition of HBr to symmetrical alkene. Let us take one example of CH2 plus hydrogen and bromine. Dear friends, I have given a generalized electrophilic addition reaction of alkenes. This is an alkene, ethylene. This is ethylene. When added to a reagent which is consisting of electrophile and a nucleophile. So addition of electrophile. Since all these reactions are electrophilic addition reactions, so alkene first adds to electrophile. This is electrophile and gives rise to a carbocation. This carbocation adds with nucleophile to give the product, right friends? So this addition is trans to each other. Electrophile and nucleophile trans to each other. This trans mechanism is already I have explained with respect to bromine, Br2. By taking bromine, bromination of alkanes is a trans addition. Now, so with respect to electrophile and nucleophile in HBr, what is the electrophile? This is electrophile. This is going to be nucleophile, right? It is better. You can understand very easily. So CH2, CH2, HBr. Now what is going to happen, or what is the product? CH2, CH2. I am writing here hydrogen, here bromine. Right friends? This is how hydrogen bromide addition of HBr takes place. What is the mechanism? Let us discuss mechanism. So similar to, right? So since we are taking HBr, HBr is nothing but HBr, H plus Br minus, isn't it? Electrolytic fission takes place to give H plus ion and bromine minus, Br minus. So this H plus ion adds fast with this alkene to give this intermediate where hydrogen is added here, right friends? So this is the carbocation. This carbocation with hydrogen gives a carbocation with hydrogen forms protonium ion, cyclic protonium ion. This is cyclic protonium ion intermediate, cyclic protonium ion intermediate. It is similar to our bromonium ion. Now what happens? What is left over? Here we have bromine Br minus in the reaction mixture. This bromine comes and adds to here, and this takes up here to give, this is the trans addition product. This is the mechanism of addition of hydrogen halide. Yes friends, so this is hydrogen halide addition. Let us take another example. This is symmetric, means to the alkene both sides CH2CH. It is symmetric alkene. Symmetric alkene. It is symmetric alkene. Right? So symmetric alkene, whether bromine and hydrogen both way, yes. Even if it adds to this side H and CH2 bromine, both the compounds are same. Ethyl bromide, isn't it? Both are same. But when we take unsymmetrical alkene, this is with respect to symmetric alkene. Let us take unsymmetrical alkene. If you take unsymmetrical alkene, what happens? Let us see. Unsymmetrical alkene. For example, if I take propene, one propene, CH3, CH, double bond, CH2, yes. If I add plus HBr, what are the products expected? Yes, CH3, CH, CH2, right? So bromine may add here, or bromine may add here, right? So let us take this plus. It is expected that you may say yes, why not this? CH, H plus, CH2, Br. So you may say these two compounds are possible, right? These two compounds are possible, but this is the product which is going to form major. This is the product which is going to form major or principal product. It is going to be principal product or major product. Major product. What is the major product? 2-bromopropane. It is not going to be formed, or even it is forms very minor quantities. So what is the principle? This 2-bromopropane, selective formation of this 2-bromopropane is explained by Markovnikov. This compound is also known as Markovnikov's addition product, Markovnikov's product. As per Markovnikov's rule, so during the electrophilic addition reaction, the nucleophile or the negative addendum adds to the carbon which is having highly substituted carbon, or the carbon which is having less number of hydrogens will be added. Dear friends, this selective formation of 2-bromopropane can be explained by Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule states that the negative addendum, which is going to be addendum here, which is negative addendum bromine, adds to the carbon having less number of hydrogens. So in any given reaction, in any given compound, the negative addendum of electrophilic addition reaction, during the electrophilic addition reaction of alkenes, the negative addendum will be added to the carbon which is having less number of hydrogens or which is highly substituted. Here among these three carbons, which is less substituted hydrogen carbon, this is the carbon which is having less number of hydrogens. So as per Markovnikov's rule, we are going to get exclusively 2-bromopropene. So let us prove why it forms exclusively this compound only. Let us see the mechanism. When you understand the mechanism, it will be easy to understand. Yes, H, Br, yes, this is H plus, this is Br minus. So this takes a proton, right? So it may form two types, or it may give two carbocations, CH3, CH, carbocation, CH2, hydrogen here. This is what is the carbocation? Here bromine minus, yes, obviously it will be here. So what is the carbocation here? This is secondary carbocation, secondary carbocation. So where this hydrogen is an electrophile. First electrophile adds to alkene to give secondary carbocation. This is secondary carbocation. Why? This carbon is attached to two carbon, so it is known as secondary carbocation. So what else other? If this hydrogen adds to here, let us see what happens. CH3, CH, hydrogen is added here, CH2, positive plus bromonium ion, right? Bromine ion. So what is the carbocation here? This is a primary carbocation, primary carbocation. So I have explained already stability of carbocations among secondary and primary carbocation. Which is more stable? Secondary carbocation is more stable. So this more stable carbocation form will be formed in a major amount, or it forms very easily because the secondary carbocation is more stable. So the formed secondary carbocation easily takes up this bromonium ion and gives our Markovnikov's product, right? Markovnikov's product. Which is the Markovnikov's product? This is the Markovnikov's product, where 2-bromopropene is formed. 2-bromopropene, CH3, CH, bromine, right? CH2, hydrogen. It will be formed in a major amount. This is Markovnikov's product. Whereas this, usually it will not form. Even if it forms, it will be less amount. It is going to form this product, which is anti-Markovnikov's product. So as per Markovnikov's rules, it is a generalized rule which was stated during 1869. He was a Russian scientist, chemist. So he stated that during the electrophilic addition of alkenes, yes, the negative addendum of electrophilic addition reaction will be added to the carbon which is having less number of hydrogens. He has given one generalized rule. As per his rule, we will get Markovnikov's product, Markovnikov's addition product. This concept is very, very important throughout your chemistry life. So please remember this Markovnikov's rule, where we will get this secondary. This is 2-bromopropene when it comes to this. Let us take another example. I am taking unsymmetrical alkene, CH3, CH, double bond, CH. Here I am going to take phenyl ring. So what could be the product? And I am going to add HBr, right? So what is the product? What do you say? What are the product expected here? Yes, CH3, CH, Br, CH2. I can write phenyl here, right? This is phenyl ring. Plus, you may say this is also possible. CH3, CH2, CH, bromine and phenyl. Right, friends? So these are the two products expected from this reaction, right? So it is an unsymmetrical starting material when it is added to, yes, methyl styrene. This is nothing but methyl styrene, right? So when it is added to HBr, what is going to happen? This double bond may give this addition product. Yes friends, among these two, which one is going to be major? Just think, let us see the mechanism. So when HBr is going to be added, Br minus H plus, let us take two possibilities. What are the two possibilities? Yes, CH3, CH, phenyl I will write. This is phenyl, or I can write in another form. In next lesson we will learn about aromatic compounds. Right, what is resonance and everything I will explain there. Right, this is the compound where carbocation can be formed here, and first let us take this is going to be attached to here. Right, what is the carbocation here? This is secondary. Before that it is a benzylic, very important friends. So benzylic secondary carbocation, benzylic secondary carbocation is formed if hydrogen adds to this carbon, plus, or it may give CH3, CH, I am adding hydrogen here, right? So phenyl here, right friends? So what is the carbocation here? This is this the benzylic carbocation? No, it is only a secondary carbocation. Secondary carbocation. Why it is benzylic? Because it is attached to benzene ring, so it is also known as benzylic carbocation. So benzylic. Why it is secondary? Because it is attached to two carbons. It is secondary benzylic and secondary carbocation. It is only secondary carbocation. Among benzylic secondary carbocation and secondary carbocation, which is more stable? Yes, benzylic secondary carbocation is more stable. This is more stable. So more formation will take place this benzylic secondary carbocation, where this easily takes up and gives this bromo compound, where this easily takes up bromine, right? So this bromine will be added here and going to give, this is the major product. So this is going to be major product, dear friends. So if you know the mechanism, then only you can explain the major formation of this product, right friends? Yes. So the important point here to remember is benzylic secondary carbocation is more stable than secondary carbocation. Next, so you may ask why this benzylic secondary carbocation is more stable? Because of resonance stabilization of benzene. Why this is, it can share this double bond, right? So this is resonance stabilization. Yes friends, it will be explained in next chapter. So this benzylic secondary carbocation is more stable because of resonance stabilization of benzene ring. That is why this benzylic secondary carbocation is more stable. So this will be formed in a major amount. So we are going to get this compound in a major amount. This is how. So addition of hydrogen halide, I have taken HBr. Yes, the same mechanism holds good to HI, HBr and HCl. When you compare the reactivity order, hydrogen iodide is more reactive than hydrogen bromide, and this is more reactive than hydrogen chloride. So when hydrogen bromide is added to symmetric alkene, where this is CH2 and CH2, both sides symmetric. So whether hydrogen and bromine, either of the two carbons, doesn't matter, wherever it adds, it is going to give the same compound, that is bromoethane. But when it comes to unsymmetrical alkene, it is going to give, it is unsymmetrical alkene. So here comes Markovnikov's rule. So it is very important. Markovnikov's rule states that the incoming negative addendum which is going to be added will be added to the carbon which is having less number of hydrogens. So among these three carbons, this carbon is having less number of hydrogens. So that negative addendum will be added to the carbon of this to give, this is the major product of 2-bromopropane, right? When it comes to this unsymmetrical alkene, where I have replaced this hydrogen with phenyl ring. So both way it is going to give this bromo or here bromo, right? But among these two, which is going to be found major? This is going to be found major because the benzylic secondary carbocation is more stable than secondary carbocation, which is less stable than this benzylic carbocation. That is why this product is going to be found major, right? So bromine is going to be formed or attacked at benzylic position. Why this is more stable? Because of resonance stabilization of benzene ring. Dear friends, so this is the Markovnikov's product, but I may be in need of anti-Markovnikov's product, where I am exclusively in need of this product CH3, where I have given CH2 Br. If I am in need of this compound or bromopropane, this is 2-bromopropane. If I am in need of 1-bromopropane from this alkene, what should I do? Yes, there is a reaction or there is the effect which is known as Kharash effect, which is going to be holds good for only HBr reaction. Dear friends, we have been learning about electrophilic addition reactions of alkenes. Under electrophilic addition reactions of alkene, just now we have learnt about addition of hydrogen halide to unsymmetrical alkene. When we have taken propene and added HBr, what is the major product? Yes, 2-bromopropane. 2-bromopropane is going to be formed major as per Markovnikov's product. This is Markovnikov's product. So as per Markovnikov's rule, this is the product. But when we do the same reaction in presence of peroxide, we are going to get anti-Markovnikov's product, peroxide. So I am going to take phenyl CO, right? CO. This is benzyl peroxide. In presence of benzyl peroxide or some peroxide, I am going to get anti-Markovnikov's product. So this is the anti-Markovnikov's product. Anti-Markovnikov's product I am going to get. So in usual way, unsymmetrical alkenes, when added HBr, we are going to get Markovnikov's product. But in presence of peroxide, we are going to get anti-Markovnikov's product. This reaction, this mechanism holds good to HBr only. It is not going to be observed with respect to HCl, with respect to hydrogen iodide. Why? I will explain. It follows free radical mechanism. What is the mechanism? Free radical mechanism. So this in presence of addition of HBr to alkene in presence of peroxide gives anti-Markovnikov's product. It is very, very important, friends. Please remember or write down somewhere, right? So it is a free radical mechanism it is going to follow. Then how? Let us see. So in a usual manner, alkene when it is added to HBr, it is going to give Markovnikov's product. But in presence of peroxide, it is going to give anti-Markovnikov's product. What is the Markovnikov's here? So I am getting 2-bromopropane. Here I am going to get 1-bromopropane. Let us see with details. What is the mechanism? So first step of this, since it is a free radical mechanism, the benzyl peroxide, what I am going to take is benzyl peroxide. This is benzyl peroxide. Since it will have this lone pair of electrons, homolytic fission takes place. So how to write homolytic fission? Off hook. So two side off hook. It is going to give free radicals of this. What is the free radical? Phenyl COO phenyl. This is half hook. This is free radical of benzoyl free radical, right? So benzoyl peroxide, this is benzoyl peroxide, right? Benzoyl peroxide upon homolytic fission, homolytic fission. This is the first step, right? Homolytic fission takes place to give benzoyl free radical, right? So this benzoyl free radical can add to or can generate this HBr. This HBr in presence of this free radical also undergoes homolytic fission to give H free radical, hydrogen free radical plus bromine free radical. So which is going to be formed? Let us see. In presence of benzoyl free radical, hydrogen bromide undergoes homolytic fission to give this phenyl COO hydrogen. So what is going to be formed? This is bromine free radical. Bromine free radical is going to be formed. So bromine free radical is going to be formed. If it forms phenyl COO bromine plus hydrogen, if you expect this hydrogen free radical to be formed, it has to form this bond. Is it going to be stable? No, it is this is having lone pair of electron, this is also having lone pair of electron, this is negatively charged bromine, this is also negatively charged, this is not going to be existed, right? So from hydrogen bromide, benzyl free radical adds hydrogen to give bromine free radical. So we are with bromine free radical. This bromine free radical, number 2, what is going to happen? CH3 CH2, right? So since it is a double bond, it can undergo homolytic fission, right? It also can undergo homolytic fission in presence of bromine. So here again it can form 2 free radicals. What is the free radical? Yes, first case CH3 CH, right? CH, I will add CH2, I am going to add bromine here. It is going to form this free radical. This is, what is the free radical? Secondary free radical, right? It is going to form secondary free radical. Another case, it also can form CH3 CH bromine CH2 free radical. What is this? Primary free radical. Among these 2 free radicals, which is more stable? Secondary free radical is more stable. Secondary free radical is more stable, right? So secondary free radical, since this is a secondary free radical, this is more stable, it is going to give the product of anti-Markovnikov's product. How? Let us see. So this secondary free radical in step 3, it is going to react with our HBr. So it is having HBr in reaction. Now this CH3 CH hydrogen will be added now, right? So CH2, already bromine is here, plus bromine free radical. This bromine free radical, right, will be recycled here and this chain reaction goes on. So this benzoyl peroxide will be added in a catalytic amount. It will be acted as an initiator. So we learn in mechanism, reaction mechanism, reagents and reaction mechanism I have explained. So this will be acted as initiator, which initiates the formation of free radical, where the formed bromine free radical will react and to give secondary free radical. This secondary free radical will react with HBr to give this product and plus this bromine, and this bromine free radical come and recycle. This is a chain process. It is a chain reaction takes place. Free radical chain reaction. It is a free radical chain reaction mechanism. So in presence of peroxide, HBr with alkene undergoes free radical chain reaction mechanism to give anti-Markovnikov's product. What is the product here? So 1-bromopropene. This is nothing but anti-Markovnikov's product. Anti-Markovnikov's product. Markovnikov's product. This is very important concept, friends. So please remember, anti-Markovnikov's product will be obtained in presence of peroxide. If we do not use peroxide, we are going to end up with Markovnikov's product. If we need this anti-Markovnikov's product, we have to add free radical initiator, or this is a benzyl peroxide which undergoes homolytic fission to give benzyl free radical, and this is going to give anti-Markovnikov's product. This is how this reaction goes well. Yes, friends. So this primary free radical which is there in the reaction mixture may also react with HBr, right? And it may form this CH3 CH Br CH3. So it is nothing but Markovnikov's product in a minor product. So this is a major product. This is major product. Which is major? Major is anti-Markovnikov's product is major product, and Markovnikov's product will be in a minor form. So dear friends, in presence of peroxide, this reaction is going to give anti-Markovnikov's product. Dear friends, I have said that hydrogen chloride and hydrogen iodide is not going to give this anti-Markovnikov's product, because hydrogen chloride, the bond energy is 430 kilojoules per mole, which is not enough to form this free radical at this stage, because HBr is just 363 kilojoules is enough to cleave this HBr bond into free radicals. So under these reaction conditions, it is not going to form free radicals of H and chlorine, right? These two are not going to be formed under these reaction conditions. So even in presence of peroxide, HCl gives Markovnikov's product only. It is very important, friends. HCl gives this Markovnikov's product only. When it comes to HI, yes, bond energy is very small compared to even HBr, that is 296 kilojoules per mole. But what happens is, the formed iodine free radical which is there in the reaction mixture, iodine gives rise to iodine. It is, instead of reacting with this alkene, it combines with its own iodine free radical and gives rise to iodine. That is why this hydrogen chloride and HI is not going to give this reaction. HI and hydrogen iodide are not going to give this reaction, whereas HBr gives anti-Markovnikov's product with respect to when we add peroxide. Dear friends, so this is all about addition of hydrogen halide, that is HBr, to alkene in presence of peroxide, where we are going to end up with anti-Markovnikov's product, right friends? So this is how it gives. Dear friends, please subscribe my channel if you are not yet subscribed, and don't forget to click on like button and bell button. Bye. Sayonara. All the best.